I am late. I am walking in to the Raleigh cinemas for Shriekfest, and hopefully we're gonna catch some of the award ceremony and the closing night party. Stay tuned.
So last year I talked about energy and how to use it to make our lives better. This year I want to talk about struggles. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Doing this festival this year was a struggle. I turned down 3 acting jobs because they shot during Shriekfest. There were days I felt like I just couldn't do it. It was hard. Things went wrong. But I pushed through. 10 years ago, I was being interviewed and they asked me if I would still be doing Shriekfest 10 years later. And I laughed and said, hell no. Hell no. And yet here I am. I'm sure some of you have said the very same thing when you're in the thick of your films or your screenplays. You feel like this is too much work. I'm stuck. I can't do this. It's so painful. And it's too much of a struggle. How will you ever get through? And you say, I'm never doing this again. I can't tell you how many times I have said I'm never doing this again. And yet we do it. Why do we keep doing it? Why do we put ourselves through the pain, the stress, the fear? Well, it's kind of like giving birth. Once the baby is out and you are enjoying it and you're getting compliments and your baby is getting in festivals, you forget the pain. Some months down the road, someone says, let's make a movie, and you enthusiastically say, yes, let's do it. Why do we keep doing this? It's fascinating, really, the angst we put ourselves through to express ourselves, right? You know, as much as I dreaded all of the Shriekfest work, as frustrated as I got, as beyond over it as I could be. Am I getting through how frustrated I was? I saw or met all of you. And all of that went away because you guys are amazing people.
We love you.
Okay. Let it out. Well.
It's kindness, Denise. We recognize that. It's cool.
So if Shriekfest is like a baby, I think that makes me all of your Shriekfest mommies. I am so blessed and happy that I made it through this year because, man, did we have fun. Did we have fun? Oh my God, it was so fun. All right. Okay, enough of that. Now for a little pep talk. Never give up on something that you cannot go a day without thinking about. Right? Guys, we become what we think about most of the time. What are you thinking about? Let's all seek to be worth knowing rather than well known. And never give up on something you can't go a day without thinking about. Let's think about that for a minute. Whatever you can't go a day without thinking about, is it your job, your relationship, your creative side, your diet, whatever it may be, if you can't go a day without thinking about it, it must be something pretty important to you, right? Don't give up. Don't ever give up. In 19 years of doing Shriekfest, I am blown away every year. People come every year and they're like, oh my God, they're getting better and better. You don't even think it's possible, but they are. You guys are. You guys amaze me. These films are far better than anything the studios are showing. Yeah. Seriously, let's give you guys a round. every year there are great films and screenplays that don't make it in. And it kills me because I'm the one that has to tell them. You know, I believe if you make a film or you write a script or you do something creative, you've done something good because that is you following your dreams. And I'm a big believer in following your dreams. What's the point of living if you're not following your dreams? So if you don't win tonight, it doesn't mean you're not talented. And you do have what it takes. And I appreciate you guys. And you know what? If people don't know how special you are, they will know soon. Because I know. I see it. Keep doing what you're doing and you will get that win. Perseverance is key. And you guys are all winners in my book.
Fuck yeah.
Bravo.
I want to thank my family. They're not here right now, but they are my rocks, and I am so lucky to have them. Some of you have met my husband Todd and my daughter Riley. She's 11 now, which I cannot believe. I'd like to thank some of our sponsors, Bloody Mary, Slice of Sci-Fi, Weird Review, Dapper Cadaver, Little Big Film Company, Scriptwriters Network, Sebastian's Vegan Meats, Calvin Vanderbeek, and of course Girls and Corpses. To thank our judges and volunteers this year. If any of you are here, please stand up. Let's give them a round of applause. Big thank you goes to Armando. Thank you to my helpers, Bart Barnett, our bartender extraordinaire. Annette Soul, our Shriekfest TV coordinator. Tim Kearns, Marina Wilson, our supervising screenplay judge. Jack Lindauer, Steven Sarmiento, who did the new website. Isn't it amazing? Colin Campbell, Alex Drummond, he edited the wonderful slideshow that we just saw, the Shriekfest trailer. And Kingsley Paul Grant, who did the composing on the trailer. And Selko, our wonderful photographer. John C. Robinson, who's been doing interviews. Call up our sponsors that sponsored each award, and when you come up, please feel free to talk a little bit about your company. And here we go for the winners. The winner of the 2019 Commercial Award goes to Colin Costello for his commercial Bloodbath. Best music video goes to With or Without by the band Parcels, directed by Benjamin Howdeshow. The winner of the best performance in a short film goes to Baker Chase Powell and We Die Alone. Please tell me somebody is here. Oh, okay.
Thank you, Denise. This is really cool. This means a lot. I love this festival. You know, I've been to several festivals, and this is definitely top of the list. So, thank you, and
The winner of the Best Female Performance in a Feature Film goes to Jamie Tisdale in Portal. Jamie? The winner of the Best Male Performance in a Feature Film goes to Chase Williamson in Green.
I'm not Chase. Chase is not here, but I'm the director of Greenlight. My name is Denman, and Chase essentially plays me in the film. That is not a joke. He really does. He asked me when I hired him for the role, he said, so, like, what's my motivation? And I said, well, at the end of the day, man, this is my first feature film, and I'm a nervous fucking wreck, and that's you. Because we made a movie about making a movie, so Chase is going to be thrilled that he got this. And I just have to say, honestly, everything that you said, Denise, thank you so much for even giving everybody an opportunity to share their films and their art at your festival. You're a fucking wonderful person. Yeah, I'm not Chase, but I'll take it for Chase. He looks enough like me.
Alrighty. Bloody Mary, Makeup to Die For is the sponsor of the Best Short Screenplay. Bloody Mary has been a Shriekfest supporter since day one. If you haven't ever checked them out, go to their website. They have makeup and all kinds of crazy things. BloodyMary.com. The Shriekfest Bloody Reel for Best Short Screenplay goes to Ganglers, written by Mark Renshaw.
I am not Mark. But Mark from the UK says, I'd like to thank Denise, Gossett, and everybody involved. Whenever he creates a short screenplay, he challenges himself to attempt something different and new. And he is not out by it, I guarantee it. I have to text him in the UK. So.
Thank you, Jim. The sponsor of the Best Sci-Fi Fantasy Feature Screenplay is Slice of Sci-Fi. Will Michael Young III please come up?
Oh, it's really quick. It's the second. I don't know. Some are
Yes, she wrote to you as a third.
Yeah, the third is actually my son. He'll be 2 in December. I don't know if he could really do it. It'd be interesting. Slice of Sci-Fi is a organization and a platform where they cover basically slices of sci-fi, whether it's character-driven, whether it's story-driven, video, podcast, also written word. They dive into the characters of the weird and the nasty, and they really, really love these films as well. So, where am I at? Really? Okay. Well, all right. And the Shriekfest Bloody Reel for Best Sci-Fi Fantasy Feature Screenplay goes to Dark Noise, written by Christopher Allen Poe and Jim, and I'm not messing up the last name.
Thank you. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. All right. Thank you. We've had an absolute blast here.
One more round of applause for Denise.
We came here because we really wanted to find our peeps, and I was like, Chris, these are our peeps.
These are our peeps.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you guys very much for everything.
Thank you.
One more thing. We didn't know what to expect from Shriekfest, and the quality of everything that we saw was through the fucking roof. It was like, oh my God. So a round of applause for everybody.
Oh wait, you gotta do that again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Scriptwriters Network is the sponsor of the Best Thriller Feature Screenplay. Will Melissa Sargent please come up?
Thank you. Scriptwriters Network, we are a nonprofit educational organization. We bring in entertainment professionals to speak and teach the art, craft, and business of script writing for TV, features, and the media. That's what we do. I can see. Wait. Okay. And the Shriekfest Bloody Reel for the Best Thriller Feature Screenplay goes to
Agriturismo.
written by Nick Rucco.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you to everyone in Shriekfest and Denise. I really appreciate it. I have to thank my parents, even though they're not here. I don't mean they're dead. They're just not in this room. And I want to thank my friend Mike here, who's very, very afraid of horror films. And he came here, even though I knew he'd be afraid of, like, these weird little, things. Mike, thank you. And lastly, I feel like I should give a shout out to the writer of the film, Nick Ruffguy. I'm accepting on his behalf. Thanks to Nick for writing the script. He did a great job. My name's John.
All right. The sponsor of the year's Best Horror Feature Screenplay is Calvin Vanderbeek from Dutch Boy Pictures. No, well, you can talk about your company if you want, but the winner is written here.
Okay, hi. This is Calvin Vanderbeek with Dutch Boy Pictures. I'm not used to being in front of people. I'm usually in the back office, crunching numbers. I know. There were several hundred scripts I know that they looked at, and even to make the list, you guys are good. So the Bloody Reel for Best Horror Feature goes to The Blood Red Night of Hatchet Valley.
Are you shitting me? Thank you. Thank you. You never write alone, ever, no matter what you do. So find the people that are writing with you and write with them too. I didn't intend for that.
You're right.
Yes.
Is that one heavier?
Oh, I did say I'd tell you if it was heavier, right? It is.
Good. This is Ed's second win.
You know, when we had them made, I didn't think about people having to fly anywhere. And so, yeah, some filmmakers had to explain to TSA what they were. One guy was telling me, so they're like, we have an issue. we have to go through your bag. And he's like, oh, no, I know what it is. I know what it is. Let me explain. He had to show pictures and stuff from the festival. So sorry if you guys have to fly. Okay, at this time I'd like to bring up BJ Winslow from Dapper Cadaver. Dapper Cadaver is the awesome
Oh, it's always good to be back here. So yes, I'm BJ. I run a prop shop with my wife and my fantastically talented crew called Dapper Cadaver. We make all kinds of bodies and body parts and animals and death-related things. I provided some friends to watch over you all and report back to me at the end. And so, yeah, I mean, I love working with everybody in this industry, big films, little films, short films, long films. Swing on by if you ever need a hand or a leg or a body. We got it all. And I'm doing some kind of award here. Where am I going? There we go. Okay. And the Shriekfest Bloody Reel for the best super short film goes to Peep, directed by Zachary Dim.
You know what?
Accepting on Zachary's behalf.
Probably sell those. It's so weird, because does this mean like they think they had no chance of winning, so they just didn't come?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. That's so sad.
Well, we here.
Well, thank you.
Okay. All right.
All right. Tim and Chris Gilbertson from Sebastian's Vegan Meats are the sponsors of the Best Thriller Short Film Award. Where are you, Chris? Come on up here.
People need to know. And I think you meant to say Tina and Chris.
What did I say?
Tim. Tina's my wife. That's Tim.
Sorry, Tina, and I love her dearly too. I'm nice.
Doesn't took my own horn.
Send me home to bed.
Many of the customers at Go Girls Pizzeria have been telling me that Sebastian's Vegan Meats are the best vegan meats in LA. So if you get a chance, the only place you can find it is Go Girls Pizzeria at the corner of Victory and Balboa in Van Nuys. And here I am announcing the Shriekfest Bloody Red.
Bloody real.
Okay. And the Shriekfest Bloody Reel for the best thriller short film goes to the We Die Alone.
Woo!
Directed by
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, I had an amazing weekend, and thank you, Denise, for creating such a supportive and warm environment, especially in Los Angeles. You don't always get that opportunity. So it's like, yeah, great and wonderful films all week. So all weekend. Thank you.
Don't tell Tina I did that. Little Big Film Company is the sponsor of the Best Horror Short Film Award. I will present it for them. And the Shriekfest Bloody Reel for the Best Horror Short Film is Overkill, directed by Alex Montilla.
So,
walked in, they go, those are cool, and you said something like,
He said, I said
don't ever
nothing.
plan on holding one.
I said it, to
What
be
did you
fair,
say?
yeah. Wow, thank you, this is very unexpected. This is great, this is my first horror film, this is my first horror
Oh,
festival.
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a good excuse to wear a suit for 3 days, so thank you very much. Thanks, everyone. Great meeting everyone. Thank you so much.
John Collins with Weird Review is the sponsor for the Best Sci-Fi Fantasy Feature Film Award. Weird Review is a website that does articles, interviews on weird things like Shriekfest. I will present the Best Sci-Fi Fantasy Feature Film Award. And the Shriekfest Bloody Reel for the Best Sci-Fi Fantasy Feature Film goes to Volition, directed by Tony D. Smith.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Hey everybody. Can I put that up there? First of all, I want to thank Denise, Armando, the whole team here for just doing an amazing job, an amazing weekend. And all the filmmakers too. Art's certainly not a competition, but so I share this with everybody that just kind of dreams on, in celluloid or digital or whatever it may be. My brother here, my writing partner, my partner in crime, always. I certainly share this with you and our whole team at Volition. And thank you for the therapy session earlier. Because it's honestly something that I think we all go through and forget that, our perception, which is actually what Volition's about. It's about a clairvoyant who's stuck in a loop, seeing his own death. And it's metaphorical because very much for us, we can get, certainly me, there was a time in my life when I was stuck and just didn't think I'd ever make this movie. And that perception has certainly created the reality of never making a movie until you kind of have to break on through and realize that dreams should be followed. So thank you guys, really.
Yeah, I just want to thank Denise so much for this festival and for all of us out there dreaming big, and let's just keep going, and we'll see you everywhere. See you out there.
Thank you again.
I will present the next award for the Best Thriller Feature Film. And the Shriekfest Bloody Reel for the Best Thriller Feature Film is Greenlight, directed by Graham Denman.
Hi. So this is really amazing right now. Coming up with this film was a combination of wanting to make my first feature and also share something with everybody who had ever wanted to make anything in their life and been told that they couldn't, or that they wouldn't, or that they shouldn't. At this point in my life, knowing that we finally made our first feature film, sorry, this is actually really fucking awesome right now. Yeah. I was always told my whole life that I was either weird or different, or when I shared my ideas about the kind of movies I wanted to make, people said that I couldn't do it. And we made this movie for $50,000. Which is absolutely nothing if you know anything about filmmaking. And Chase Williamson, Chris Browning, Caroline Williams, everybody who came on board to even be part of this movie just because they believed in me, they believed in our script, was unbelievable. But at the end of the day, there's only one person outside of myself who made this movie possible because he followed me through thick and thin, and that's my producer, Rudy Scalise, who stands right here today. And I would like to pass it over to him because without him, we wouldn't have had a movie. But I'm telling you now, regardless of what your dreams are, whether you want to be a writer, a director, an actor, whatever it may be, if you're PAing like I was when I came up with the idea for this movie about PA who just wanted to be taken seriously and make a movie, don't ever fucking listen to anybody if they tell you you can't do something, because I'm here to tell you that no matter what, you can. The fear that you feel to tackle something that feels like you can't do it just because it seems unattainable is the exact same fear I felt when I was 11 years old when I decided I even wanted to make movies, and it seemed so out there that you have to be a little crazy to go for it. And honestly, anybody who's a part of this festival, thanks to Denise, by the way, who's amazing, thank you so much, you should all never forget to keep just making what you make. To echo what Denise said, just never stop. Never stop. Always do it. Here's Rudy Scalise, my producer.
I need to borrow this for a minute. Thank you, Graham Denman. First of all, I would like to thank Denise, Gossett, and Shriekfest, number one. Okay? Because 19 years ago, you had the original idea to run a genre film festival for indie filmmakers in the horror genre. You, my dear, 19 years ago, when LA did not have this type of festival in this city. Of all cities, this woman came up with that idea. So can we give her a round of applause? Often imitated, never duplicated. Yeah, I said it. And her magnificent staff and volunteers, thank you so much. I know how hard it is to run a film festival. Trust and believe, for those of you who know me. And Denise, you have stayed true to the spirit of what an indie horror genre film festival is. Not the glitz, not the glamour. I'm from Boston, so you want me to say it, not the glamour, okay? But for those of us who struggle and fight the good fight for no money, okay? And trust and believe, we didn't have a lot of money, but this woman has stayed true to her original idea of supporting all of you who make the Horror Indie Genre Film Festival a place to be. Ms. Denise Gossett, thank you so much. There's no band that's gonna play and set me off because I have got a lot to say right now, okay? Number two, so aside from Denise Gossett and Shriekfest, as a producer, you're really lucky when you get assigned to a filmmaker, okay? Not a director, because anybody can point a camera and shoot. Filmmakers tell a story. Filmmakers have colors. They have texture. They have sound. They have a lot of great things that all of us love to go and see on the big screen. And I'm so lucky and so proud, and I'm gonna cry, and I don't know why I'm gonna cry.
Please cry.
But I'm so proud and so lucky that I got assigned to our filmmaker of Greenlight, Mr. Graham Denman, who stands beside me. And yes, thank you. I worked with him on a bunch of quick TV shorts together, so it's very easy to slip into a feature film. But as a producer, the only two things you can ask for is making sure that your filmmaker, I your director, your filmmaker, has got what's on the page is what's going to be on screen. And your job as a producer is to make sure that that filmmaker is going to achieve that. And trust and believe, for the money we had, I knew that this gentleman next to me could do that. And I got super lucky because I worked with him on a bunch of shorts. And as a producer, the only thing you can ask for with your filmmaker is when they tell you, but I've got this person, and I've got this friend, and this friend's gonna do me this favor, and this friend's gonna do me this favor for no money. And I'm like, great, I'm the one who has to talk to them. So for you producers out there, you're the ones who have to talk to your filmmakers' friends, okay? And luckily, or my lucky stars, this gentleman, his friends, and as a producer, you can only be gifted with a filmmaker has a team of people who support them, him or her. And I got lucky enough to have that. And this person, when I would make those calls and say, oh, you're going to give us that stage for $200? For 8 days?
They pulled a lot of favors, just the consensus.
But it's not, but here's the thing though, ladies and gentlemen, I did not pull those favors. My filmmaker pulled those favors. And that is a testament to those people out there, to you, aspiring filmmakers who have those friends and family who will come out to support you.
Ryan, publisher and editor of Girls and Corpses magazine. Come on up. He is the sponsor of the Best Horror Feature Film Award.
This is going to be a really, really long one. Hold on. Let me just clear my thoughts. I'm fun. And I want to work with that producer. I know we all do. If there's any air left in the room, got some things to say. In the year 2000, I can't even do this anymore. No, this is important. I love you. Hold on. In the year 2000, at the turn of the millennia, the U.S. government had a special program, a special secret program, to study the effects of horror movies on a festival director. Over 19 years, Denise Gossett has seen 500 movies at least a year. If you add that up, she's seen over 10,000 horror films. And that's why she giggles and cries all the time.
I can't control my emotions.
She can. And at the same time, a strange man who died when he was 10 years old started a magazine called Girls and Corpses at the same time. And we went for 19 years on newsstands worldwide. And now we are a production, Girls and Corpses Presents. And I could go on and on and on, and I'm going to, because damn it, I missed last year. I was sick. And now I just want to take this moment. No, I'm just going to read the fucking award. Hold on.
Somebody cry.
Everybody does love her. This seriously was, I have to say, the best films I've ever seen at this festival. Unbelievable films. I don't know how you sleep at night. If this is the result of horror films watching, I don't know what it means. All right, I'm going to put my glasses on because I can't see shit. And I'm not embarrassed to, because I've been doing this show a long time. All right. Wow, okay. And I'm very excited to get this. Oh, wow, love this movie. And the Shriekfest Bloody Reel for the Best Horror Feature Film Award goes to Making Monsters, directed by Justin Hardy and Rob Bruner. Great movie. Congratulations, man. You really deserve it. That is a great movie. They're going to come down. And as they're walking down, I just want to mention, I just found out that one of the actors is he wearing a mask? Or is that his face? He made that mask. And do you realize how hard it is to make a horror mask these days that's original? That's an amazing mask. So come and get your award, guys. Congratulations.
This is awesome. God, I'm like shaking. Isn't making movies fun? Right? This movie was made on like a dare. We kind of just dared ourselves to do it. We realized that the cavalry wasn't coming. Nobody was giving us money. Nobody was like supporting us. No big producers were coming on board. But we had, sorry, this is actually a big deal. We had an amazing producer, Dale, here. No crime. No. Dale, I'm very grateful for. Dale has always supported us, and we made this movie with friends, and now being part of this amazing family at Shriekfest, we feel like now we're part of a big family too. So friends and family and movies, and it's all working. We're doing it. Thank you, guys.
I just wanted to say, I was an executive producer on this film. Nobody aspires to be an executive producer. They really don't. But 15 years, or when I was 15 years old, I picked up a video camera, the first VHS camcorder that was one piece. Even longer than you. Even longer. My speech isn't going to be so long. And I said when I was 15 years old that I wanted to make my first feature film and be part of one by the time I was 50. 33 years later, and 2 years early, I finally did it. So I just wanted to thank everybody that's here, our amazing cast that we had. Tim, who submitted his reel late, and we took him anyways. Vivian, our composer, who did the amazing music for it. That was awesome music. Rob and Justin, who I've worked with on many shorts, and now on this feature as well. Justin I've known since he was 16 years old. If you're here last year, you heard the story that I was his high school film teacher when he was 16 years old. And now we make movies together. Also thanking Jonathan here for all of his great special effects, all the things that he made for this film. We took a chance on him. He said, I have a church, but I need to be in your film. So he had never acted before, and we took that chance on him. And that was an amazing performance that he put out for that. So I want to thank all of those people that were involved in this, and thank you very much, Shriekfest, for having us here. Last year we won for Best Short, and now I said we would be back with our feature film, Making Monsters, and we did it. We did it. Yes. Thank you very much.
Just really quick, just want a big shout out to Justin. He couldn't be here. Justin wrote the film in 30 days. The film is a reflection of his life and things that were happening, and this one, it really means a lot to him. So I know he's very grateful, and it's amazing to be here in a room with all you amazing filmmakers. And he's very stoked. I know he is. Thank you.
Now, if I can have the winners stay up here, we're going to do some pictures and then some interviews and things like that. That concludes Shriekfest 2019. It was an absolute pleasure meeting all of you and having you here and having you involved. And don't tell anyone I cried. All right, love you guys. Thank you.
Okay, guys, guess who I have here? Mr. Graham Denman with the best feature from Shriekfest, as evidenced by the pretty award. Oh, wow, that's really heavy. I'm not going to drop
it is a very heavy award. It's crazy.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Hello.
How do you feel? Congratulations.
I feel really awesome to know that this was the first feature film I've ever made, our first world premiere for the movie, our first festival, and now won Best Feature at Shriekfest. That's pretty insane, if I'm being real.
But awesome. But also, So, first film that you directed, but you've been working your ass off in indie film for how many years?
Oh man. Well, I mean, I've been working in the film business since 2012. I started as an effects shop assistant, and then I segued into PAing to learn how sets worked. And then I've been an actor. I've been a composer. I've done quite a bit, and then I've produced. I've written. I've directed, and I did a bunch of shorts for Crypt TV. And now here we are. I've made my first movie. Pretty crazy.
What are the plans for your film, or do you know?
I do and I don't know. Like, I do, but I can't share everything.
That sounds like you know, but you're not allowed to say.
Yeah, like I can't say everything that's happening. All I can say is that 2020 is going to be cool, and I'm honestly just really honored right now that we even got to share our movie with everybody, and I hope that everybody likes it with the more people that get to see it.
So let's talk about the synopsis of Greenlight for a moment.
Sure.
To me, one of the things that I loved about your film was how connected I felt to the subject matter, because it's really about a young man who is desperate to make his first feature film.
Very much so.
And
Not at all personal.
Right? It's not at all autobiographical.
No.
But like, I was like, oh my god, I have been there. You've been there.
Yeah.
Everybody I know in LA has been there. So let's talk about the process of writing a script that's so close to home. Was it hard? Did it come naturally?
Well, Patrick Robert Young, who wrote the script very early on with me, I had come up with the idea for the film, and it was all because they say write what you know. And the movie that I wanted to create and be a part of was something that I knew I could put all of myself into. And at the time, I was somebody who would always talk to people about wanting to be a filmmaker and wanting to be taken seriously. But as you know, in the current state of filmmaking and indie filmmaking, especially that we live in 2019, it's a very oversaturated market. It is just a little bit. It is swimming with all sorts of people, which is wonderful at the end of the day, but it makes it a lot harder to stand out. And I thought, well, what's a movie that I want to do beyond just a horror movie or just a thriller or just a thing? Like, how is it going to make me feel to know that my heart's in it? And then I thought, well, how far would you go to make your first feature film? And suddenly the idea for Greenlight had begun, and we just kind of thought of it as like, you know, what if the situation with Brandon Lee on the set of The Crow had an agenda behind it? Not that we were trying to exploit that, but I thought that was
We're not saying there was an agenda behind the Brandon Lee, but like
not at all. It was a horrible accident for an incredible actor, an incredible filmmaker. I feel awful for Alex Proyas that he even had to deal with half of the shit he had to deal with probably making that film. But at the end of the day, the concept itself fascinated me. Like, because there are so many manipulative people in Hollywood, you know, whether you're a producer, an actor, a writer, an actress, a director, doesn't matter. You never know what's around the corner in Hollywood. And to me, making my first film, it was really important to not only share something with people that knew what it was like to want to make movies or be a part of something that people told them they could or couldn't do, but it was also important to shine a light on the slightly dirtier, darker side of Hollywood, because it does exist, and I think it's something that isn't explored as often as it should be, like in movies like The Player by Robert Altman, which is one of my favorite films of all time.
I completely concur.
Yeah.
So I know everyone's gonna wonder, like I am right now, what is next for you?
I'm writing a movie right now. I can't say anything about it other than it is an incredibly disturbing horror movie, and something that it is not just a drama thriller like Greenlight is. This is very deeply rooted in, like, I don't know, are you a fan of movies like Misery?
I assume he was your fan.
It's that kind of a fucked up movie. So that's all I'll say about it. But it's really exciting to be writing that. I'm currently...
Talk loudly, because apparently we haven't...
There's some kind of engine happening back here. Welcome to independent filmmaking! No. The movie that I'm currently writing, something I'm really excited about. I'm not even done with the script, but I'm hoping that come January, February, I'm done with it, and that can be the next thing I start to push uphill.
Okay, and where can people find more information about you? Follow you on social, etc.
If you guys want to find me, I'm on Instagram at Graham from the Crypt. Graham spelled like the cracker, Graham from the Crypt, all one word. And guys, keep your eyes peeled for our movie Greenlight. Chase Williamson, who's the star of John Dies at the End, Caroline Williams from Texas Chainsaw 2, Chris Browning from The Book of Eli. The cast is endless. Yeah, Chris Browning is a beast.
He's just fucking dreamy.
He is. I would say the same thing,
I
but
would do anything you would say. You want me to do what now, Browning?
you hear that? Hey, Chris Browning, you hear that? You got a fan, and all you have to do is tell her what to do, and she'll do it. That sounds like a Hollywood producer to me, anyway.
Him in everything.
I do plan on casting him as much as I can. And for any other filmmaker out there who's looking for the greatest top-of-the-line actors out there in any genre, please hire Chris Browning, hire Chase Williamson. Those guys are incredible.
Or also, if you're a producer, hire Graham.
Or hire me. Yeah, let me make crazy, weird movies for you that, actually have a pulse and aren't just something to, we all want to make money at the end of the day, but I think it's more important to...
Money's overrated.
Exactly. No, it really is. I think in film, we really need to start embracing that it's not just about the money you make, it's about the people that you work with, and it's about the kind of stories you want to tell. I didn't get...
And according to your film, the people you killed.
Don't spoil anything now.
Or don't kill, I don't know, watch the movie.
You gotta watch Greenlight. But now I'm this because she's this. So that's fine though.
But I mean, me and my friends.
You don't know what's gonna
I can
happen.
cut it if you want.
No. You don't need to because it's still open-ended. It's still open-ended. But anyways, thank you Shriekfest. Thank you Jessica Cameron. And I hope you guys watch Greenlight as soon as you can. Keep your eyes peeled.
We'll keep you posted on the release dates through Screen Queen Stream, and I'm going to link all of the actual links he listed below. So there's Instagram, more information about the movie, etc. So stay tuned for more because this is a continuing story. Hey guys, okay, so really excited. I am here with the team behind the best horror short film at Shriekfest.
That's us.
That's the proof. It's in front of your face. Sorry about that.
We don't need him.
Okay, so let's introduce you to our audience.
My name's Alex Montilla, and I'm the writer and director of Overkill. Chris Ranier, composer of Overkill.
So you guys won tonight Best Horror Short Film.
Yeah.
You must have been really excited. Let's talk a little bit about that.
I was very excited, blown away, shocked. We walked in and I said to him, or he commented on how these were cool, and I said, well, you're never going to hold one because we'll never win it. He literally said that to me. Which wasn't me being like negative or self-deprecating or anything, just our film's kind of a comedy horror hybrid, and I was not expecting the judges to recognize it, which is fine, no problem. But man, very surprised and shocked and honored. It's great.
Amazing, yeah.
I love that they did. Is this your first festival win?
For this film, actually, yeah, it's my first festival win ever. Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah, this is my first horror movie. It's my first horror festival, and it's now my first horror award.
Well, welcome to the dark, aka good side.
Thank you. I've heard good things, and I'm enjoying it thus far.
Any plans to make a horror feature film?
Sure, yeah, I'd love to. Yeah.
Like, side note, like the gentleman holding the camera, Damon, will tell you, I'm like very pro feature film.
Yeah, I'd love to. I just gotta put pen to paper, I suppose. That's the next step.
That is absolutely the next step.
I like how you say yes. Your job's to write music after the fact.
Yeah.
Why don't you come up with an idea?
Overkill feature 20 and 24.
Yeah, great. Yeah, we'll do it. Let's do it. You heard it here first.
For 2022.
Oh, so soon.
Fucking, you have like 2.5 years, bitch.
That's how long this took? I'm very slow.
Speed up, darling.
Yes,
It'll be
ma'am.
okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so making this movie, what are things that you learned while making this?
Chris, you want to go first? Musically, what'd you learn?
I had never scored a horror movie like this before. I guess the closest thing I did was like a college film that was kind of horror-ish.
Mm-hmm.
I got really into like, some soundscapes and things like that, but I also kind of came to appreciate horror scores a little more. I listened to a lot more of them before we did it, and I really learned a lot, honestly, just about how to write a horror score.
Similarly, having never done a horror movie, I think I learned how tough it is to shoot only at night. I could not believe how quickly, like between sunrise and sundown or whatever other way, it was like we had no time. It was so like go, and but we did it, and it was hard, but we did it.
What is your advice for upcoming filmmakers?
The best advice I would say is something I heard Robert Rodriguez say once, which is like before you make a movie, like take an inventory of what you have access to, and then make a movie around that. Like someone said, like they had a church, and so they shot a movie in that church. Like we had a cool like cabin in the woods setting. It's like, what are we gonna do with that? So.
Fucking make cabin in the woods movie.
Yeah, don't go write a movie about a ship when you're gonna have to rent a ship for it's like just.
And ships are hard.
Yeah.
Anything on the water is hard.
Yeah, you're gonna get sick. You're gonna have a lot of rocking. It's not ideal.
How was casting your film?
Casting was great. I hired a lot of my friends, which was always fun. People I know, because I'm not imaginative unless I know you. I can't put you in now. And then I got to meet all new friends too. So cast a couple people that I'd never met before and put them in the movie, and they were great.
Awesome. So where can people find out more about the movie, about each of you?
So overkillfilm.com is the website for the movie, and there's a trailer, and we have little bios, our social media links there, and all that. So
fantastic.
Check it out. Check us
And
out.
how about personally? I'm a very big fan that we should promote the movie, but also the people behind it.
Sure.
Because although the movie is fantastic, and we will support and promote that, at some point the movie will run its course.
Yeah.
At which point people can and still should promote the people behind it.
Well, I appreciate that. Well, yeah, you could. I'm on everything as AK Montilla, Montilla, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook, all that.
I'm on everything as Chris Ranier, Ranier. Everyone gets that wrong. And I'm on Facebook, Instagram. I'm around.
The huge.
Awesome. So I'm going to be sure to link those details down below.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I just want to take a moment and say thank you so very much for joining us over here on Screen Food Stream. I really appreciate you. My sincerest apologies for the audio. However, we are working within the constraints of Shriekfest. We love that festival. I'm going to link all of their social media marketing down below as well. So check them out and follow. And 10 billion bonus points if you join our Patreon, where you can get signed swag, early access to videos, and other cool stuff. Other than that, every like, every share really helps us and helps the people involved. So please feel free to do so. And other than that, have a great fucking day.
Have you got any other festivals that you are playing
And
soon?
thanks to our cameraman.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. You could see it playing in London at the Unrestricted View Festival, right?